This happened on Saturday. The Senate passes the 1.9 package. Now, they voted down the $15 an hour minimum wage. They voted down the almost living wage. Did have 628 pages limiting who actually got the relief, which once again isn't a regular UBI like the rest of the industrialized world got, but you know, is another one-time thing. They're limiting who can get that. They still couldn't fit in an almost living wage. So, Rome, Biden is doing his best, and we got to give him a chance, right? He's crushing it.
Oh, no. Like, these people have been in office before we were born, you know. And to sit here and say that they don't, to sit here and say we or they don't know how, you know, some people will say, you don't know how the government works. Or some people will say, you know, give them time. Well, that means they don't know how the government works. Who don't know what the fuck? Nobody know what they're doing then. So, you know, since you know what you're doing and you know how the government works, why don't you run against, you know, these Democrats that passed their type of bill? Like, and first of all, most of that money is not even touching us. And for what was it, 12 million adults, 5 million children to be left off of that bill, that's the real slap in the face. That's just enough numbers to lose the primaries, you know. It seemed like that was calculated. They setting it up for Republicans to knock it down. They keep telling us they need a strong Republican Party, but that's all that bill was about. It was to push everybody towards the right. Like nobody gives a fuck about it's 14 instead of 2000, and like, man, it's just terrible.
It's just brutality at this point, because it's like they're trying to limit who can get the crumbs that they're offering. It's not that it's just crumbs. Yeah. We have to limit the crumbs now. Hey, there's a pandemic. One of the reasons for a federal government is that when a pandemic happens, things are accounted for. That's one of the reasons we have a federal government. It's just one of the reasons it exists. But, well, are we going to help you? It depends. What did you make in 2019? Well, I lost everything, so why does it matter? Well, it does, because this isn't really a democratic system at all. This is an authoritarian theocracy, and we don't care. And at this point, if people are saying the United States is the greatest country in the world, they just straight up don't have a clue what goes on in a lot of other parts in the world.
Never left America. You can't say that if you have never left your country. You know, I never left my country, and I say it's the most shittiest country in the world. You know, so hey, I can barely say that. You know, but that's just everybody being who they are. But I actually had somebody push back on me about, you know, oh well, they are cutting out people with 100K who make 100K a year or 80K a year. I'm like, that's not being rich. Like that's just money on paper. Some of the times you won't even touch it. Some of the times, like, man, you know, these people, they will do whatever, because they will do whatever it takes to not be wrong. You know, even when we see the Biden administration dropping bombs on people, no pushback, nobody cares. Like they just want their blinders on. I don't understand it, you know.
Well, I think the argument that people make defending this sort of thing, where it's like, well, they're just leaving out people who have a lot, who don't need it. Well, that argument would make sense if they weren't handing trillions over to Wall Street, if they weren't handing trillions over to the banks, if they didn't bail out the airline industries how many times now under the promise that they wouldn't lay people off, and they did it anyway.
Right. And not only did they say they wasn't going to lay people off, they said that money would trickle down some way. Man.
Which we've heard that before, haven't we?
Yeah.
People still make that argument.
There is no, like I said, like there is no reason, and people get mad because, like, oh, you're a communist. You don't even believe in private business. Like, look, we should nationalize everything that's big enough that, you know, for the people to be putting their tax money in like this. There's no reason for us to be bailing out these corporations every 5 to 10 years when they are sitting on billions, if not trillions of dollars. You know, yeah, that money can come to us. We can do a lot. You know, Detroit can do a lot with $5 trillion, you know, instead of you bailing out this already $1 billion industry, you know. But there's all friends at the top. We don't have any friends at the top. That's why we always get played, you know, and we always, people always wonder why, you know. I got my family into reading bills. Like, people don't read bills. Like, read the bill.
Yeah.
Read the bill and you will understand why this is a heap of shit. Just like I just went after Barbara Lee for, you know, the George Floyd act. And they was giving out, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars to the police departments to police themselves. Like, this is garbage. Yeah.
You don't think it works out fine when police investigate themselves for wrongdoing? You don't think
we saw what happened when they do that type of shit?
Explain why this is flawed.
I mean, if that's the case, next time I get arrested, let me investigate myself. I mean, I pay y'all to investigate me, right? I pay y'all with my tax dollars, so why not? I should be able to investigate myself. I'm not guilty. Hey, let me go.
I conducted a investigation. I've conducted several interviews in front of a mirror, and I didn't do it. I'm pretty sure this procedural. See you later. Thanks for the snacks.
I don't care about the camera or the DNA. Oh, man.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your